I do 10 ad account audits every single week, and this episode is about the misconceptions around campaign structure, because there is a lot of confusion right now in the Meta ads world. My name is John. We manage over $1 million per month in Meta ad spend across a portfolio of 50 brands. Most of them are Shopify businesses. So if you're running Meta ads, this one is for you. Let's react to the first video. I'll tell you what I think.
Telling you this. And I lead the paid media team at an ad agency, so hopefully my boss doesn't see this. But I've got to be honest with you, running ads on Meta isn't that hard. And I just got off the phone with a client and we've been experimenting with a new account structure and he's absolutely killing it. So I'm going to tell you what that account structure is in under 60 seconds. Step 1, create a new campaign. Make it an ad set budget optimization. Step 2, create an ad set and put 6 to 12 ads within that ad set. Step 3, create a separate ad set for each of those 6 to 12 ads. That means put one ad in one ad set. And trust me, I know this goes against everything that Meta's been telling us, but I'm looking at the screen right now and I'm seeing it work. His ROAS went from a 3 to a 6 in 14 days. Fourth step is to let all of those things cook for 7 days. So here's where things get a little funky. If an ad is getting no spend, leave it. And I don't have a good reason for that other than you want to do the least amount of tinkering possible. If an ad is getting a ton of spend and no conversions, turn it on.
Now, the stuff that he's mentioning about the optimization are very true. Actually, this is how you need to manage your ads. Whenever something is getting spent, you leave it. Like, you don't add something that works. But that is the only part that is true. To be honest with you, this campaign structure doesn't make too much sense. And the reason why, yes, it is working for him and that's great, but there are a lot of things that can work for you. The main reason that this campaign structure works is because by luck, one creative got the spend that it needs. That's all it is. Like, I have seen so many different setups inside the ad account, so many different account structure. So we have like CBOs with 10 different ads at each. We see ABOs all over the place. We see, in the past, we used to see a lot of Advanced Plus campaigns. But the reality is that the main reason that the ROAS got improved is because the right creative got spent. That's it. So keep that in mind. If it's going to be a CBO or ABO, it doesn't really matter as long as the right creatives are getting spent. Given that, you should solve the real problem inside your ad account. So if you have a CBO that is working right now, you keep working with CBOs. If you have ABOs that are working right now, you keep working with ABOs. You don't have to restructure your whole ad account. And you have to always keep in mind that the creatives are the most important lever in your ad account. The only thing that CBO does is it is alternating budget based on performance. This is something that you can do it manually yourself. So it doesn't really affect the ad account overall. Let's see the comments also, because there are a lot of misconceptions and it's supposed to be a discussion. Like, this is how you can get a lot of value from this podcast. But since we cannot, maybe some of the thoughts that you could actually ask me, we can find them in the comments. So let's read some comments. For example, first thing, it says experiment always. Yeah, you should experiment. Experimenting is good, but you need to experiment on the right things. So if it's going to be a CBO or ABO, it's not a particularly good experiment. It's like you experimenting on the brands of olive oil that you can use in your salad. Like, it doesn't really move the needle. Like, it's not going to affect the taste so much, because like it's a whole dish. Like, there are a lot of different things that you can experiment on. But like the campaign structure, like if it's going to be a CBO or ABO, it shouldn't be something that you should really worry about. If your ad account doesn't perform as you want it to perform, experimenting on the creative side or testing other creatives or testing some unused creatives, it's going to be much more valuable thing that you can do inside your ad account than actually testing every single campaign structure that there is out there. Because I can tell you once again, like, people buy because they see your ad. Meta gives spend into your ad. The more spend it gives, the more people see the ad. This is the only lever. Like, if your ad is good, people are going to convert. If your ad is not good, people are not going to convert. Simple as that. Let's see another one. Here it says the numbers don't lie. Yeah, the numbers don't lie. But I've seen so many different ad accounts that using this method, and they don't actually see any difference, any meaningful difference. And look, when someone sees a setup work inside an ad account, they assume that's the winning formula. The numbers back it up. It made money, so it must be the right way. But that's survivorship bias. Here's the classic example. During World War II, engineers studied planes that came back from combat. They looked at where the bullet holes were and said, let's add more armor there. But a statistician said the opposite. The planes that came back survived those hits. The ones that got hit elsewhere never made it home. You're only seeing the survivors. Same thing happens in advertising. You see PR account that worked with a certain campaign structure. You don't see the hundreds that failed with the exact same setup. You are looking at the survivors and drawing conclusions from incomplete data. That's not a scientific method. A scientific method isolates one variable, tests it against a control, and compares the outcome. Most advertisers don't know that. Most people don't know that. They see one result and assume it's universal truth. It's not. It's just the story of what survived. So yeah, numbers do actually lie. Now, let's see another video.
As of last month, Meta dropped a massive update called Andromeda. From now on, every single one of your ads has the potential to find $5,000 buyers automatically. But with 95% of coaches still using 2023 targeting, your ads are training the AI to send you broke people, and you need to fix it fast. So here are 3 steps to make sure the AI only finds people who actually buy your coaching. Step 1, go to your ads manager, click on a campaign, then click edit on your ad. Find ad set name and scroll down to the audience section where it says detailed targeting. Delete filters like job titles, weight loss interest, or premium buyer behaviors. That was the old way where you told Meta who to target, but now Andromeda wants you to put that information in your creative instead. So step 2, go over to your ad script and call out your audience in the first line. This is where you tell AI what kind of buyer to find. To do this, describe the exact client you want to click on your ad, like former female athletes or driven businesswoman. Step 3, after you call out your audience, add a price qualifier right after to push away broke people who won't buy. For example, if you can drop $800 on Prada pants, but cry in the dressing room when they don't fit, this is for you. That's it. Run your ads for 7 days and let Andromeda find the real buyers. Now, you just train Meta to find your next paid in full client.
Interest targeting used to make sense. If someone was into veganism, for example, and you sold a vegan supplement, you target that interest. It's logical. But those interest audiences are static. They are based on past behavior, what people liked, what pages followed months ago. The data doesn't really move as fast. With the Andromeda update right now, Meta changed how ads get served. People are now shown ads based on what they are likely to convert on. The algorithm is predictive, not historical. So the old method of picking interest and hoping you hit the right people, it's outdated. You launch multiple creatives isn't because your audience is scattered and you need to find them in different places. It's because each creative speaks to a different pocket of buyers. The script of your video, the primary text, the visuals, all of that determines who Meta serves your ad to. This is especially useful for high-ticket products, expensive items on Shopify, and coaches, service-based businesses with premium clients. In those cases, you can use your creative and copy to filter for the right audience. This is solid advice, nothing against it. Now let's see another one.
Oh, he's done it again. Unbelievable. Right, I want to show you guys what I was talking about a couple of weeks ago when I talked about ad costs getting significantly cheaper, CPMs dropping. It's happening in real time now with 3 days into the new year. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so here's one ad account last month. Look at this CPM here, $20. And if I now go to this month, look what happens. That CPM has come down to $12 this month so far. And now another account last month, £9 CPM. Change to January, and that CPM is down to £6.50. Now this happens every single year. I see business owners just take time off, and I think it's the worst time of the year to take time off. This is the time to scale.
Yeah, actually, like, it's just 3 days, so you cannot actually compare the throughout the December, the CPMs, and just January with just 3 days. So this is actually true. I see it over and over and over again. December is a more expensive month. January, everybody stops doing ads. So this is the reason why the CPMs, actually the cost per impression, it's going to be lower. But the reality is that the demand is also lower in January. So CPMs mean shit essentially, because like, yes, you're going to have cheap CPMs, but because the demand is going to be there, like the conversion rate is going to drop off because people are not going to buy as easily as they would in December, where they spend all their money. Now, by saying that, I don't really mean that you shouldn't run ads in January, or you shouldn't scale your ad account in January. On the contrary, you should scale your ad account, and you should work on your ad account always. And January is a really good month for launches. So if you have a new product, you need to launch in January. This is how Meta works. Like, you need to give something new to people in order to make them start spending more money, which is all we want for people is to start spending more money for our business, so we can make more money. This is how Meta works, and this is how you incentivize people to do that. So it's not something new, and it's a really good advice. I do think that to spend more in January and actually try to scale your ad account still, it doesn't mean because of January that you're not going to have a good sales. You can have good sales, but it's time for new angles and new products. Let's see another one.
If you're struggling to scale Meta, watch how good this ad is.
The big problem people with tonsil stones are having is that sulfur-producing bacteria are colonizing the back of their tongue and climbing into their tonsils. When that happens, instead of staying balanced, those bacteria start inflaming the tonsil tissue night after night. They try squeezing the stones out manually, but that's just removing the symptom. The bacteria are still there, still climbing. They try gargling salt water or apple.
One thing you've probably noticed by now, they haven't even talked about the product. This is just a complete educational top of funnel piece. If you've dealt with tonsil stones, it's explaining exactly how tonsil stones occur and why you're dealing with what you're dealing with. Now it's about to go into all of the solutions that you have tried and why they haven't worked.
Or apple cider vinegar, but those only rinse the surface and can't reach the deep biofilm where the bacteria actually live. So they stay stuck, waking up with a sour taste, coughing up stones that smell like death.
This is a classic VSL structure and has 3 parts: unique mechanism of the problem, unique mechanism of the solution, and product build up and reveal. And of course, call to action. I've seen this particular VSL, they don't mention the product for the first minute. Some that I've seen, they don't mention the product for the first 10 minutes. They spend all the time building context before the reveal. The structure works like this. First, you introduce the problem and explain why it exists, the mechanism behind it, then you introduce the solution and explain why it works, and only at the end do you reveal the product. This is a top of the funnel ad, and if you want to scale with Meta, top of the funnel is everything. These ads introduce new people into your world, they educate, they build trust before asking for anything. Now, in terms of production, don't really overthink it. This ad changes clips every 3 seconds. Most of it is AI generated. The production value is very low. You can make something like this for yourself. These ads, I've seen them perform inside ad accounts. This structure isn't going by me, it's going by Stefan Georgi, which I bought his course, and this format actually scales. So definitely use it. Now for the last part, I want to react to some ads basically and analyze them, because I have to tell you again, creative is king. So let's analyze a good ad and see how they actually perform.
Cupid's hypnosis blew up, and now the knockoffs are everywhere. If it says Cupid without the S, it's not us. If it's $5 or on AliExpress, Amazon, or Wish, that's a scam. Made in China, no real pheromones, just cheap chemicals in a bottle. The real Cupid's hypnosis is made in the USA, scientifically guaranteed, lab-tested, clean, and guaranteed to work. We're the real deal, and right now you can get 67% off the original. Just use the link below, only at cupidfragrances.com.
First of all, let's analyze the visuals, because many times, especially the Shopify stores that we manage, that they don't typically scale very, very aggressively. It's because the founder doesn't have an idea about what makes a really good ad. For example, this particular ad, it's targeting males. So males that they want basically to be more attractive. They really like attractive women. So the first clip, it's showing 2 women like with bikinis, and that's something that catches the attention of the ideal customer avatar that we have. And this is very, very important, because the main idea here is for this particular brand, they sell to this particular audience. And this is the way that Meta actually targets. So people that they are the target audience are going to engage, because like this is what interests them. So that's how Andromeda works right now. Even if you try to find men below 50, let's say, still like this, like, and have some interest targeting there, it's not going to be as effective as doing it through the creative, through the engagement, the initial results that Meta gets. So that's why Meta changed the algorithm, and that's why this ad is working for them. So let's analyze it.
Hypnosis blew up, and now the knockoffs are everywhere.
So the knockoffs are everywhere. This is something that they address into the ad, which is, it gives them authority, because yeah, like this particular cologne is copied by everybody. So they want to address that. First of all, to educate the customers, but it's also give them social proof, meaning that this is the real deal. Like this pheromone cologne is so good that people are copying it. So this is a very good angle. Of course, not every brand out there can use that particular angle, but definitely they can target better audiences in the beginning. And if we keep watching this ad, you are going to see that we have every 2 or 3 seconds a different clip. So this way we keep the interest of people that they are watching the ad, like, because the attention span of people nowadays is so low. So this particular ad nails that, and you need to do that. Right now, collecting clips from all the UGC scripts that you have and all from the content that you already have, and of course generating through AI, it's so easy. It's very lazy to have one video with like every 5 seconds or a b-roll here and there. It's very lazy work. You shouldn't do that. Now, for the last part, let's react to a particular ad and analyze it a little bit so you can see different type of ads, how they can work. And this ad particularly, it's very good because it's different as well. It doesn't have a voiceover like the other ones have. So this is going to relate more to you if you don't want to have voiceover, AI voiceover on top. Like, this is not the only ad that you can put out there. Let's see. You see that? Like, in the first 3 seconds, it targets the right audience. It pinpoints a problem. This is the reality with ads. People, they don't need your product. You need to create the problem for them in order to need your product. So this goes with sales as well. Like, when you're in a sales call, if the person doesn't identify the problem, they're not going to buy. Same with your ad as well. Like, if the person doesn't have a problem, then they don't care about the solution that you are going to present. So this way, they address in the first 3 seconds, first of all, they address the problem and they target the right audience. So this is going to be Andromeda proved ad that's going to help, that's going to be very good at targeting the right audience. You see that? Like, it has an inspirational music on the background. It doesn't really have a voiceover, but that's okay. Some ads, they do perform better this way. And it has also social proof, as you can see here, which it's introduced very easy, like very fast at the 6 second mark, because like the biggest levers for making a sale: introduce the problem, introduce the solution, and social proof. That's all you need. Even if you don't have a CTA, it's not that big of a deal. It is, so you definitely need to have that. But the biggest factors for an ad to actually perform and convince someone to buy, because that's what we're doing when we do ads like that, is we try to convince people to buy our products. That's it. And this is a very good setup that I see right now. And continues with social proof and showing the product, which is very, very important as well, especially if you have a product that people are going to use. It's not just a supplement, it's a product that you can see how it works. It makes you very comfortable to actually buy it. It's like seeing it from up close. Like, if you see a product from up close, it's more likely for you to buy. So the more pictures, the more content that you actually see about the product and how it looks, it's something that's super, super important when you do ads. And this ad continues in this space by showing the product and reviews on top for the entirety of the ad, which is great. And as you can see here, it doesn't even have a call to action. What I told you, call to action is not the most important part. And describing the product, explaining the product, introducing the problem are the most important parts of the ad. And that's the episode. We reacted to a few different things today. This is the first podcast in a while, and we're going to do more like this, breaking down what's actually working, clearing up the confusion around meta ads. I'm John from AdBreakers. See you on the next one.